like, comment, and subscribe for more content. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Podcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's edition, there's not really much Funko Pop announcements for this week. They've been really quiet on Funko Pop announcements, but that's understandable. A couple weeks ago, we got New York Toy Fair reveals. We got quite a little bit last week, too, so they don't have to update us every day. But we will be kicking off, like I said, in our Instagram story. If you've seen it, we are going to talk about the whole Emerald City Comic-Con postponing till the summer of 2020. And then we have the return segment of Unanswered Questions, which this will be the first time we do this segment in 2020. And then we'll talk about this past week's Funko Pop announcements. But starting off, like I said, we're going to talk about the whole Emerald City Comic-Con postponing. So, for those that don't know, this past Friday, actually, when last week's episode was released, I was sitting in a Tim Hortons, and all of a sudden I get this news that Emerald City Comic-Con has been postponed due to COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, and that they will be back for like the summer of 2020. I don't know exactly, in my opinion, on when this will be, because there's quite a bit of conventions that are happening this summer. Like, they can't do it at the end of July, because that's basically San Diego Comic-Con, since they're running July 23rd to 26th. They can't run the end of August, because that's Star Wars Celebration from August 27th to the 30th, so Funko would be running that. And for fellow Canadian fans that are wondering, oh, are Funko coming to Fan Expo this year? That is a definite no, because Fan Expo Canada is the exact same weekend as Star Wars Celebration, so there's no chance of Funko, unless they had two different crews going, but it's highly unlikely that they would be doing like different exclusive reveals for a Comic-Con technically on the same weekend. I don't see that happening. But what was your thoughts on this whole thing? Because I know it was a shocker to you when I sent you the message about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's do what you have to do. I encourage anybody who's hosting an event to probably cancel / postpone it, because obviously people's health is more valuable than some vinyl plastic, obviously. And like, it's an epidemic. It really is. Like, I know like a lot of people aren't like dying from it, because I guess it's like, if you're like our age and you have a good immune system, like it's kind of just like a cold. But if you're like a young child or an elderly person, like it'll wreck you.
Yeah, already there's been, I think, over 3,000 deaths worldwide, which doesn't seem like much. But I mean, it's only been happening for like a month now, this whole coronavirus situation. Like, every time I go out somewhere, my mom's always like, you better bring your hand sanitizer, and she's like super worried about it and all that. I mean, I'm not really all that worried, like, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess now it's like, oh, use hand sanitizers. Like, when has this become like such a big thing when you should have already be using hand sanitizer and washing your hands and all that right now? It's almost like this past Monday, Dr. Applesauce on YouTube talked about this whole situation, and he said, like, when people are making a huge deal about coronavirus, when last year supposedly 5,000 people have died in the United States alone from just the normal flu, but no one's making a big deal out of it, yet they're making a huge deal about this. But,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like the media is kind of taking this out of proportion a little bit. I feel like the true answers you need to get are from, like, your doctors themselves. Yeah, there's that whole situation, and I mean, I feel like, I don't know exactly, like I said, when they would exactly postpone it. Like, who knows, maybe it's canceled overall, and they just said postpone to kind of, like, not have people worried all that much. Especially, it could be actually, like, canceled because of this situation that I'm about to talk about right after what I'm about to talk about next, which Funko had announced that same day that they'll be going to WonderCon in Anaheim, California, which this happens April 10th to 12th, and the big thing that they're talking about is that they will have exclusive soda figures, which obviously everyone knows about the whole soda figures that just came out this year. It's becoming a pretty big thing within the Funko world. Obviously, we don't talk about those on the podcast, but I feel like there definitely will be some pop exclusives. I just don't know exactly what yet, but I don't exactly know also how big this convention is because unlike the conventions that Funko goes to, usually they're 4 days long, but this event is only 3 days long. It may be like an LA Comic Con situation where they only do 4 to 5 pops, which, if you don't remember LA Comic Con from last year, that was like the Corrupt Venom and the Cosmic Ghost Rider. It was like those pops, and they'll be like shared with like Hot Topic and that. So there's that. I can't wait to see what exclusives get announced because clearly, since it's April 10th to 12th, which is coming up within like 3 weeks, that means we should be getting announcements for WonderCon exclusives as early as next week.
Yeah.
So, like, we could be talking about WonderCon exclusives on the next podcast next week. But then it leads to now what I was mentioning just a bit ago is that Funko had announced that they would be doing the first ever virtual Comic Con. For those that don't know, obviously because of ECCC postponing and the fact that probably most retailers and all that have already got their stock of shared exclusive pops, some of these pops, because we don't know the situation about Emerald City Comic Con, will be sold this weekend, in which I'll get to that in a sec. They're going to do like a 3-day event involving this, which starting on Wednesday, which I like to say in advance, this is being recorded Tuesday, March 10th. So we don't know exactly what they'll be saying until it happens. March 11th, Funko has said that they will be doing live streams with giveaways and doing a tour of Funko HQ, followed by how the Emerald City Comic Cons will be sold for the virtual con. And then March 12th, they'll be doing some games and contests, plus they'll be doing some unboxings of the Emerald City Comic Con exclusive pops. But March 13th, Friday, or I should say today because that's when this podcast will be released, all the Emerald City Comic Con pops will be sold on the Funko shop, besides the ones that have already been shipped to like their shared retailers. So for us Canadians, obviously EB Games, they'll have their shipment of the GameStop pops already, and Hot Topic will have their shipment already. Like, they're still going to be shared at the stores, and it's still going to happen regardless of Emerald City Comic Con happening or not. It's just, for those that wanted to go to the con, the best way right now is to get them on the Funko shop, which one of the things that they have said on their Funko blog is that the winners of the Funko lottery who would get into the booth have the first chance at buying these pops online. So they get the first opportunity, and that they had listed here that there is no guaranteed way to get a con sticker over a shared sticker, which in my opinion, while looking at that, makes me think there's a chance that Emerald City Comic Con could be actually canceled because they're giving away con sticker pops. So now this also, they never really explained the whole situation yet, but this could mean that the 10-inch metallic Indiana Jones could be online on the Funko shop. And all the other con-only exclusives will be online on the Funko shop on March 13th. Which I don't exactly know whether that will happen or not, just by the sentence of saying about con stickers over shared stickers, and you could possibly get a con sticker pop. Like, this could be, like, the exclusive pops for the con will be on the Funko shop that day. And that day, they will have a live edition of the Funko Funcast with a huge panel, and they'll be doing that live, assuming they're going to do some sort of live stream that goes on YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you watch your live streams on. And yeah, I don't know what you got to say about this whole virtual con.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, other than the fact that, like, now people have to pay for shipping for pops that they would have just picked up in person, which is kind of like a bummer in a sense. But, I mean, I guess when you first said it, I thought it was like, oh, you gotta go to the website of each store. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to Box Lunch's website and order this pop, Millhouse, let's say, and then pay for shipping for that. Then jump over to a different website and pay the shipping for that, right? So eventually all that shipping is going to add up. It would be like possibly even more than the price of going to Emerald City Comic Con.
Yeah.
But since most of it is on the Funko shop, that's cool because then you're paying like one shipping price, which obviously would be a little bit more, but it's not going to be something insane.
Yeah, it's not even insane as it is because I think the shipping price is the same price for anything on there. You buy one Pez, it's the, I think, $6 shipping or whatever. Even you buy the $200 Christmas bundle, that was $6 shipping.
Really?
So it's like, yeah. So like
no matter what you get, it's just
$6 shipping.
Okay, that's amazing. And now people who aren't actually going to the con have a chance of getting some of those exclusive pops, which is cool, but it's also kind of for people who planned on going already and they're like, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and this is how I'm going to get there so that I can get these pops. But now, like, there's a chance, like, that they can kind of get screwed over.
Yeah, I've seen someone's post about how they paid so much for, like, airfare and hotels, and now when they go to cancel, the airfare won't even refund, like, 3/4 of the plane back and only, like, a quarter or something like that, and they've lost a ton of money.
Yeah, it's not a good situation.
Yeah, once again, it's one of these situations I wish that I had my passport in a P.O. box because I could easily go Funko shop, get it shipped out, and there could be a chance, like it potentially says in the whole details, that I could get a pop with a con sticker on it, which I was actually planning on doing that this year when we go to Fan Expo Canada, is that I was going to go to Fugitive Toys booth like I did last year with the Chuckles and the SDCC sticker, and I wanted to get maybe like a Dwight or something that has the Emerald City Comic Con sticker because I really want to get, by the time I'm finished collecting, whenever that will be, that I want to get a con sticker for all 3 major cons. So I already got SDCC. I want to get an Emerald City Comic Con sticker. I want to get an actual New York Comic Con sticker. Maybe a Fan Expo sticker when they come back, whenever that will be. That's one of my goals as a Funko collector, to kind of do all that. But
so yeah, basically what I wanted to get at is that after hearing everything that we've heard about this, it's a safe assumption that ECCC is canceled.
Yeah, because
now they call it ECCCC. The last C stands for canceled.
Emerald City Comic Con Kids. It's already hard enough trying to add 3 C's to the thing. Now you can add 4.
Yeah.
ECCCC. I don't even know if that was 4. That could have been 3. It could have been 5. Who knows?
No, it's 4.
ECCCC. I literally have to bring out my fingers and count like I'm counting as a kindergartner to see how many C's I've done. But anyways, we're going to move on now to the segment we haven't done yet in 2020 called Unanswered Questions, which there's 6 questions that I had to look back on like the last, I think 6 or 7 episodes of a Funko podcast and like listen over again just to see where exactly the questions were because I knew there were quite a bit. So the first one was from our Getting to Know episode. We were talking about the one, I think it was Naruto Pop. It was called Madara and had the little thing in his hand. And the question I had asked was, what is in Madara's hand? Which the answer to that is a wooden fan. If you look at the pop, I'll put a picture of the pop on the screen. You'll see that it's got the little thing that I thought for some reason it could have been a guitar, but most likely I kind of figured it was some sort of fan. But then we have from the London Toy Fair edition of a Funko Podcast, I had asked or thought to myself, has there been a He-Man Pop Rides previously made before the one that was announced for London Toy Fair? Which the answer is no. However, there was a Dorbs ride of He-Man with the Battle Cat, which is probably what I was thinking of. Then a question we had thought of, or it was during our 1-year anniversary edition, we were kind of thinking, what are the names of the people in the red suits in the UK while talking about the Barkingham Pop, in which those are called, wow, I already forget the name of it, like how to pronounce it, but it's Grenadier? Grenadier? I think it's called. Grenadier Guards. That's the name of it. I probably butchered that name completely, but those are the names of the guards that sit there and, like, you can't make them flinch or anything. Then, one that you had talked about, I think the week after that, is was there a Joker covered in kisses pop before the pink suit was made? In which, yes, there was one in a blue suit that was also exclusive to Hot Topic, and there was a black and white chase that went along with the blue suit.
Right.
Then one that you asked the week after, which I think was when we were talking about Emerald City Comic Con pops, I believe. Which consoles was the game Shantae on? In which you thought it was just Wii, but there was more than just Wii. I only put like 6 or 7. There's like 15 of them that were listed for Shantae over the years. So I have Wii U, Xbox One, PS4, Game Boy Color, 3DS, Switch, and then I wrote etc. So there's even like Windows 10 or whatever. Like it goes beyond that.
I'm kind of thinking that it might have been on like Sega Dreamcast too, now that I think about it.
I don't even remember at this point, but
that's nuts. I didn't realize it was on so many consoles.
Yeah, And then the last question we both were kind of figuring out, this was last week's episode, I believe, is who is Beta Ray Bill? In which, if you don't remember, Beta Ray Bill was kind of like the Thor character with the
Oh, right.
from last week. In which I had to watch today a like 7-minute video on who Beta Ray Bill is. Which no, he is not Thor that is mutated, but he is a horse-like character, which is what you get his face from, and he is from the Thor universe. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. So basically how this person on YouTube explained it. So Thor is about to get sent on a mission by Nick Fury, and this is, I think, Thor number 33, I believe the person said. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments section below if you know about Beta Ray Bill, to let me know if I was right on what I said or wrong. But so Thor gets sent on a mission by Nick Fury. And before that happens, a ship crashes onto their city or planet. I already forget the name of it. I almost wanted to say Alderaan, but that's Star Wars. It starts with an A. But basically, this ship kind of crashes, and it has Beta Ray Bill, and all of a sudden, Beta Ray Bill and Thor kind of get into like this fight. Throughout the fight, it is discovered that Beta Ray Bill can actually lift up the Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, in which Odin is like, what the heck? Because like at this point, like especially before if you've seen Avengers Endgame, that no one can lift up the hammer. And if you can lift up the hammer, you are worthy about being like next in line of taking Odin's throne. So what Odin basically said is that, listen here, so both of you guys are going to go to this different planet where basically you're going to battle it to the death, and whoever comes out alive will be next in line to take my throne. Hopefully I'm saying that right, if it makes sense. So then they go to fight on this planet, and I guess in this planet or whatever, that it's more of an advantage to Beta Ray Bill because it's more like heated, and like he can handle like the heat involved in this planet while Thor can't. So by the time this battle is almost over, like Beta Ray Bill can basically win this, but he kind of has like this change of heart, and he's like, this guy shouldn't die, so he like puts him on his shoulder, and then they go back to the planet where Thor is from. And basically, even though he's not dead, he's like, you know what, I'd like my reward for winning this. But because he didn't complete the mission of like killing Thor, basically, kind of like a backup reward has been given to Beta Ray Bill, which is a new weapon called the Stormbreaker, which is a familiar name because Thor ends up actually using that in the MCU movies at some point. It is the weapon where the one side is a hammer and the other side is an axe.
Yeah.
And eventually, from there, Beta Ray Bill becomes friends with Thor, and they kind of like fight side by side together in like the Thor universe. It seems interesting, and yeah, so that, as best as I can explain it, is who Beta Ray Bill is. So hopefully I got that right. So now we're going to move on to this week's Funko Pop announcements, in which there, like I said earlier, there wasn't really all that many. You can see on your screen now there's only a collage of 9 photos on your screen for this week's Funko Pop announcements. Starting off first, we have what I'm pretty sure is called Hunter x Hunter. I thought at first it was like Hunter x Hunter.
I thought it was Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I thought maybe the X meant like by, like, or times. So I thought it was Hunter by Hunter, but it ends up only being Hunter x Hunter.
Really?
Yeah, because I watched a Rye the Pop Guy live stream, or video actually, and he explained, he said Hunter x Hunter, and he's a big fan of the show, so obviously I would just go with what he says. So in the set we have Hisoka, Kilu Zoldyke, Gonfrex, Kurapika, Leroya. I'm botching these names for sure, I know that. And a Hot Topic exclusive, Gone Frex, which these are expected to be released as early as April 2020. Then the Hot Topic exclusive pops were announced for the month of March, which we have 2 variants of Kid Flash from the DC Comics lineup, which one is just a normal variant, while the other is a glow-in-the-dark Chase variant, and that is available now because that did get released last Thursday. Then we got ourselves a Diamond Collection Hot Topic exclusive Deadpool, and I don't know exactly when this releases in March, but I think it is soon because of the glam shot photos that you guys could probably see on your screen right now, so it should be very soon. From Naruto, we have a Majestic Attire, it's called Suzanzo, variant of a 6-inch Kurama. Obviously, like I said, I don't know exactly when that releases because they didn't say exactly by date, but it will release at some point this month. Then on March 6th, even though that Funko kind of botched it in that they wrote March 3rd on the photo, released at 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST, we have a 10-inch variant of the Captain Crunch Ad Icon figure, which that is available now, obviously. Then yesterday, Monday, March 9th, as we record this, Funko had confirmed that March 11th, so Wednesday's Funko Shop release, which already would be out by the time this podcast releases, will be a fantastic plastic pop of Trader Grimm, which, for those that don't know, Trader Grimm is the second place winner, or I should say the runner-up winner behind Batboy from last year's fantastic plastic contest. And yeah, that'll be released March 11th at 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST on the Funko Shop. Alright, so as I'm editing this section, it is March 11th, and there actually wasn't the Fantastic Plastic Funko Shop drop, which a little weird, but anyways, thought I'd let you guys know that, and back to the podcast. And then last but not least for this week's podcast, we're going to talk about pops for the anime Soul Eater, in which we have pops of Black Star, Tsubaki, Liz, Death the Kid, and an EB Games / GameStop exclusive Patty. So obviously, Hunter by Hunter, or not Hunter by Hunter, Hunter x Hunter. These pops are pretty cool. They're very detailed, especially a lot of people are hyped for Hisoka, which is the top left, which actually, I think from what I heard, Hisoka is actually the villain. This one is very detailed, especially with like the whole like I don't know what it's got some sort of energy from what I'm looking at. Very detailed with like the star above one eye or below one eye and the little pink teardrop below the other eye, and it's got the cards within like that energy kind of thing. Very detailed. These are some cool pops, not even knowing about this show. And then the Kid Flash. A lot of people ended up going to Hot Topic last week to get this Kid Flash pop. It's been rumored for quite a bit. There was some glam shots that were leaked. There were some stores that actually got like 4 or 5 chases. Huge surprise, because usually when they get a shipment of like one character, it'll be at least 2 cases, so you'd only get like 2 chases out of the 12 that there is. But if there's like 4 or 5, that's like at least 40 Kid Flashes. My math could be totally wrong on that. So then there'd be like 4 to 5 glow-in-the-darks, and the rest would be commons. And even I've seen photos of the way it glows in the dark. The yellow is very vibrant. The metallic, or sorry, not metallic, the Diamond Collection Deadpool. I don't know why they made Deadpool Diamond Collection. Maybe they're kind of running out of ideas of what they can make Diamond Collection at this point. So now they're kind of going towards the Marvel characters now instead of the Disney characters. Because it's usually Disney that gets the Diamond treatment. But now we got the Marvel characters that are getting Diamond treatment. And we got Deadpool. And I don't know, it just, to me, it just doesn't look like a Diamond Collection pop. While looking at it far away, it could be just a normal Deadpool pop, but then when you like either look at it really closely out of the box or you see the Diamond Collection sticker on the box, then you'd realize, oh yeah, it's Diamond Collection. But to me, it just doesn't look like a Diamond Collection pop, nor should have had been a Diamond Collection pop. But I'm sure there's people that are going to get this. Then Kurama. Obviously, I don't watch Naruto, so I don't know this character at all, but I like the detail within the teeth, the yellow eyes, just the whole character itself looks pretty cool, and I'm sure a lot of people are pumped because they've been wanting more Naruto pops, so here's another one for you guys, all of you Naruto fans. So yeah, that's cool. The 10-inch Captain Crunch, there was some good hype, but there was some bad hype, because, yeah, cool, there's another 10-inch Ad Icon, but people were like, where is like 10-inch Booberry at, since we've already had the 10-inch Frankenberry and the Count Chocula? Why didn't we get Booberry before we got Captain Crunch? And I don't think this is sold out yet on the Funko Shop either. I mean, it's alright, but I don't know, it's definitely a pass for me. Trader Grimm, this is very detailed. Whoever created this character, like, this is very detailed. I like the whole kind of like staples going on the side of the head. It's basically looks like a zombie with like kind of like a Hawaiian themed outfit, if that makes sense, because it's kind of got like the tiki drink and it's got kind of the little hula flower necklace around. And I don't know whether I like this or Bat Boy better. It's still very cool. And then Soul Eater. Soul Eater has some very detailed pops that I'm looking at right now. So we got Black Star, Very cool. I don't know what he's got in his hands, but it's attached to some chains, which is pretty badass right there, and it's got some Yu-Gi-Oh style hair going on. Death the Kid looks very cool because it's got like kind of like that Two-Face look to him, where it's like half of his hair is different. He's got kind of like guns in his hands, and his arms are out, which I guess that looks very badass. I don't know what else to say about these, to be honest, and yeah.
Yeah, these Soul Eater pops are kind of weird. I'm kind of interested in checking this series out because these characters to me just look so weird. It's like cowboy-ish, but then it's still like the anime type style characters, so it's really weird. I'm gonna have to check out a couple episodes and see how I like it. But I definitely do think that the Death the Kid looks cool. If you notice, the guns in his hands, he has them like opposite. So basically, he's using his pinkies to pull the triggers, which I find really like unorthodox. Like it's kind of like how Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars Clone Wars, she holds her lightsabers backwards,
Okay, yeah, I
right?
see what you mean.
So yeah, I'm very interested in Soul Eater now just because of seeing these pops. Trader Grim, very cool pop. I was thinking about it too, like do I like this one better or do I like Batboy better? I think I like Batboy better just because of the like I guess double entendre is what it would be called, where it's a bat and he's a kid, but then he's also a baseball player, right? So Batboy. Whereas this pop's pretty cool. I'm assuming Trader Grim like he's basically like a one of those people like in Hawaii that they like have like a hut like on the beach and they sell stuff out of this hut.
Okay.
That's the vibes that I'm getting from him. I could be completely wrong, but he also does have like one of those like voodoo heads like in his hand.
Yeah.
If you notice that. And yeah, so much detail on this pop. Looks really cool. I hope that one day we get to see one of these like at a con or something.
Yeah.
Might not pick it up, but I would like to personally see it because it's pretty sweet. Captain Crunch. I was pretty stoked for this. I'm probably never going to get it because I don't really care that much for collecting ad icons in a large scale. But I think for people who are complaining about not seeing Blueberry yet, it's coming. I feel it will be some kind of exclusive because if I'm not mistaken, they did Count Chocula was just a Funko shop, right?
Yeah.
And then Frankenberry was part of the 12 Days of Christmas or whatever the hell
Yeah.
it was called. And now I think that this one will be another Funko Shop item, but it will be an exclusive of some other sorts. You know what I mean? Like, let's say
Yeah.
for like Emerald City Comic Con, like there's pops that you can only get on the Funko Shop.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be like that because why have two that were just Funko Shop exclusives and then one that was a Funko Shop exclusive but part of the 12 Days of Christmas? That just doesn't make sense to me. So I think they're
Who
gonna.
knows? Maybe it could be WonderCon exclusive. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Are we calling it? But yeah, Captain Crunch is cool. I do like the 10-inch version of him. This Karuma, I really like this one. This is probably my favorite one to date. This one looks cool. The colors look really good. I think the face looks kind of cool. And just the whole pop itself looks really neat. Diamond Collection Deadpool. Gosh, I think Funko maybe should just give up with this Diamond Collection thing. Like at first, when Diamond Collection first came out, like there was like the Mickey Mouse and like the Tinkerbells and like all the like Minnie Mouse. I think they did Ursula, all that. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like Disney pops that are getting like this glitter shiny effect looks good. They're kind of cool. But now they're just putting out some that just suck a lot. Like they're not that good. And then like it also pains me to see a sideways box. If you don't know, I hate pops in these sideways boxes. They're just impossible to display in a collection, especially if you want to put, let's say, all your Deadpools together on a shelf. Now you have this one Deadpool where either you have to leave him out of that section or you have to like flip him sideways where the box is all just
Yeah, because I noticed,
screwed up.
especially with I have the Space Invaders pop. To actually put it on a shelf and fit, you have to flip it sideways because then it's the size of a normal box.
Yeah. Basically, my way around that is with the shelves that I have and the height of my walls to my roof, there's enough space on top of my shelf to put a row of pops and then a row of sideways pops on top of those where they're in the position they're supposed to be. But then it sucks for like, for example, in the original Dark Crystal set, you have this sideways box, and I'm not moving Ursula the Enchanter like away from those pops because it's part of that set, and that's one of my favorite sets. But I have to have it all looking stupid on there, and it sucks. So yeah, sideways boxes, hate them. This pop, hate it. The Kid Flash with the Chase version, this is alright. The glow does look cool, but just the character, in my opinion, I don't really have any like nostalgia for or anything like that. So I think it's an alright pop. It looks kind of cool. Then the Hunter pops. This is weird. This is new to me that it's called Hunter x Hunter. I always thought it was just Hunter x Hunter. These are kind of cool. The middle guy here really gives Dragon Ball Z vibes, especially like just the pose that he's in. He kind of looks like Tien. Like he's kind of got like a Tien kind of costume on, and then his hair is like very Dragon Ball Z like. But the rest of these pops do look pretty cool. Don't think I'll watch the show just because of looking at these pops, but definitely Soul Eater I will have to check out because those pops look pretty sweet.
So that's going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you smash that like button to let us know that you're enjoying the podcast that you're listening to. Comment in the comment section below on what your favorite pops from this week were. Let us know which Hunter x Hunter pops do you like, which pops do you think are going to happen for WonderCon, and let us know, did you order from the Funko shop of the Emerald City Comic Con pops? And press that subscribe button for more content like this podcast and other videos we post on this channel in the future. And press the little bell beside it to be notified of when future content like this podcast comes out. But anyways, thank you all for listening, and see you guys next week. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Peace in, peace out.